everybody, welcome to the Syrinscape channel. I'm Vicki, I'm the social media ambassador here at Syrinscape, and this is SoundSet Roulette. This is the show that I get to make just for you guys out there in the Syrinscape community. So thank you so much for joining me this evening. This is a community focused show. It'll be about an hour long, and this is the place where you can come to get your Syrinscape updates. So I will tell you what we released last week, what we are releasing this week, and what is still to come. I'll also be sharing some community highlights with you, so stuff that you guys have shared with me over the last week. I'll be highlighting some of the best stuff that's really stood out to me, that's where I get to shine the spotlight on you, and I love that. And then the main bulk of the show will be SoundSet Roulette, where we'll spin some wheels and make a randomly generated sound set. And I'm going to need your help for that. It's always nice when you guys get involved and throw out some suggestions for sounds or music. That's always really nice to have you here to do that. So if you don't know much about Syrinscape, it's probably my job to tell you what we do. We are a music app that makes music specifically for tabletop role-playing games, so whether you're into D&D, Pathfinder, Starfinder, Call of Cthulhu or Cyberpunk Red, you'll find that we have officially licensed content for all of those games. We also make our own original music as well. And I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but I probably should mention this. It's all safe for you to use in your live streams and podcasts as well, as long as you give us the proper credit. You can find all of that info on our social media pages and on our forum and on our website as well. So if you want to use us in your streams or in your podcast, then go ahead. If this all sounds very exciting and you can't wait and you want to grab it right now, then head to syrinscape.com and get yourself a 30-day free trial. I'll also pop the link into chat there for you as well. No, I don't want to type link, I want to type trial. There you go. So there's all the information that you need for the 30-day free trial. And yeah, go and grab yourself some awesome stuff. So whether you're into sci-fi, fantasy, stuff from the dystopian future, then please go and check us out. We would love that. Okay, let me get on to some updates for you. Our latest releases have been a couple of Syrinscape originals. We started off the year with some of our own original tracks for Werewolf Stalker and A Wizard's Tower. And Ben, our CEO, actually asked for your guys' input on the Wizard's Tower. So go and check that out and see if your suggestions made it in. We also released some official D&D Black Dragon battle sounds, which are epic. So if you're having a battle with a Black Dragon anytime soon, go and grab those. Also for Pathfinder, we've released Strength of Thousands Chapter 4, Secrets of the Temple City, which was last week's release. This week we are releasing some Call of Cthulhu Two-Headed Serpent content for Chapter 6, the Belgian Congo, which is going to be really exciting. And as always, you guys, if you're subscribers, you get that on a Wednesday. Everyone else, that'll be available in the store on Friday. So if you are a subscriber, you actually get it a couple of days ahead of everybody else. And coming soon, we've got some more content for the World Beyond the Witchlight and lots of other cool stuff that I still can't talk about, guys. But as soon as I know more, come back to this show and you'll hear about it here first. So as you can see, we've actually released loads of cool stuff. We've released some of our original stuff, some official D&D stuff, some official Pathfinder content, and official Call of Cthulhu content. And yeah, that's really, really awesome. Go and check them all out. It's all great stuff. Some community highlights now. So this is where I get to throw the spotlight over to you guys. I get to show off what you guys have been sharing with me. So this is all about you. This section is all about you. So I do this on a Friday. This is called Syrinscape Setup. This is where we take a peek behind the DM screen. We get a little bit nosy, because I am very nosy, and we take a little peek behind that DM screen and see what you are seeing when you're using Syrinscape. So here we can see someone set up for Masks of Nyarlathotep game, using Syrinscape, of course. And again, you know, whether you're using it in a high-tech setting, a low-tech setting, this is very low-tech here. If you're using it online or offline, obviously this is offline here. Whatever way you're using Syrinscape, we'd love to see it, because everyone uses it completely differently. And all of these players here look completely oblivious to the DM's plan, or in Masks of Nyarlathotep it would be a keeper. So oblivious to the keeper's plans, as that little sticky note in the middle said, kill them all, and I wish I could zoom in on that for you, but check it out on Instagram. It says kill them all, and the players just look completely oblivious to that plan. This was obviously shared by Brendan Gets a Hobby on Instagram. He actually shares quite a lot of our stuff, so that's great. And if you have a cool setup, if you are just starting your game or setting up or prepping, or you're mid-game, you're taking a snack break, or you've just finished and there's been complete chaos, whatever state of play you're in, snap a picture. As long as you're using Syrinscape, snap a picture and send it to us, and the next Syrinscape setup we share could be yours. You can tag us on Twitter, on Instagram, you can even drop it on the forum. You could even just use the hashtag Syrinscape setup and I'll find it. I always love going in and having a little look to see if anything's been shared. Or you can tag Syrinscape, obviously. And yeah, we'll find it. And the next one could be yours. I absolutely love seeing these. I can't tell you enough how much I love seeing people set up. So I don't know whether it is just because I'm nosy or I get excited by the ways that people are using Syrinscape. But please, please, if you have got a Syrinscape setup to share with us, I would love to see it. I really, really would. And this one, again, like I said, was from Brendan Gets a Hobby on Instagram. I'll send over some more highlights here. So this is what I do on a Monday. I always post really cool stuff on a Monday. These are called conversation posts. It just gets the conversation flowing. Everyone gets involved with these. It's great. And on a Monday, you know, it's just a little bit of a distraction from work on your Mondays where you can do something different. And as you can see, last week I was obsessed with Barnaby the Brass Dragon. If you don't know the story of Barnaby the Brass Dragon, then go and Google it. It's a very sad story. The internet are obsessed with Barnaby at the moment, which is great because I'm also obsessed with Barnaby the Brass Dragon. But I'll just catch you up. If you didn't hear about Barnaby the Brass Dragon, then it was a brass dragon who had befriended a party of adventurers, and they tricked him into throwing them a party for when they returned, and they never intended to return. So he was buzzing about getting this party ready, thinking that his friends were going to come back, and they never came back. They never ever intended to come back. So we had a lot of pictures. I found a lot of pictures of Barnaby looking very, very sad, wearing his party hat, with nobody there. We've got T in chat. Good evening, hope you're well. Never heard about Barnaby. Go and Google Barnaby right now. Just go and Google Barnaby the Brass Dragon. Try not to, take the tissues with you. You'll need them. Paul Plays RPG says, poor Barnaby. I know. I'm assuming that you know about Barnaby. So yes, Barnaby was a lovely brass dragon, very friendly, just wanted to chat to his adventurers. And the adventurers left and never intended to come back, but they tricked him into throwing a party. So I asked, do you find the party who tricked Barnaby the Brass Dragon? What do you do? So we had some great responses. Obviously, a simple shaming them, of course. Shaming them would suffice. We had this one said, the adventurers forced their prisoners into a big chamber. The smell of rotting food assaults the nostrils of the ragged men and women. Why have you taken us here? If it's gold you want, we have plenty. The plea of the once powerful wizard falls deaf to the adventurers' ears. Pieces of colourful paper adorn the room where a majestic brass dragon skull lies abandoned. The adventurers make their prisoners kneel in front of the remains of the great beast. It's time for you to atone for your sin, says the elven fighter with a grave voice. The prisoners begin to cry, while a single tear drops from the eye socket of the dragon's skull. The room is filled with a soft whisper in draconic tongue. My old friends, at last. So yes, that is what some people thought should happen to the party who tricked Barnaby. Someone said they should have, this was probably my favourite one actually, escort them to Barnaby's party and allow Barnaby to use them as candles on his cake. That was my favourite. I've got to say, that was my favourite one. So well done to the person that sent that one in. Get them to pay for Barnaby's therapy. I think that's also very fair. That's very fair. And then this one says, my level 20 Arcanist would probably just still be hanging out with Barnaby just to make sure he was alright after a while. Oh, his evil alter ego, however, would probably rip their souls out and add them to his black soulstone, claiming retribution and justice the whole time, but really just jazzed to get some free, no hassle souls. Wow. Well, that escalated quickly. Yeah, I know, right? But, you know, he really was treated badly. Poor Barnaby. And then we're back to shame. And I didn't share it here. I lost it. But someone just sent a GIF of a GIF. I always say GIF. Some people say GIF. Whichever camp you lie in. One of those of someone just being thrown in a bin. Get in the bin. I thought that was great as well, but I lost it, so I couldn't find it, so I couldn't share it. So sorry for the person who sent that in. But yes, that is exactly what should happen. And yeah, I think honestly, using them as candles, that is my favourite. Okay, so I've done that's all the community highlights this week, guys. That's all the community highlights. So shall we get on with making a sound set? Who is excited to make a sound set this week? I am, because the last two have gone really, really well. We've learned a lot by making them. And even I've learned stuff. Like I always say, I'm not an expert with Syrinscape. I know how to use it fairly well. I've only been using it for a couple of years now. Coming up to 3 years, I've been using the Syrinscape online player to make my own custom sound sets. So I still consider myself fairly new, so I'm still learning as well. But it's lovely that I can get to teach you to make stuff, and this was why I wanted to do this show, because making your own sound sets can be quite intimidating. Some people don't know where to start, but we all have to start somewhere. And I wanted to come and take that fear away. I wanted to come and teach you stuff and make you feel empowered to go and try it yourself and feel confident about trying it yourself. And you can always ask me questions. I may not always know the answers, but please feel free to ask me some questions as we go. So these are my roulette wheels. The one closest to me is environmental effects, so things like a meteor shower, snow, light rain, strong winds, stuff like that. So those are environmental factors. In the middle we have locations. As you can see, it says the Feywild there. That's not where we're going today. We're going to roll these and figure something else out. But we've got locations, and they range from fantasy locations to sci-fi locations, horror locations. We could go anywhere today. And like it says, like there's things like at sea, there's in a city. That could be any city really, couldn't it? And then on the end there, we have some enemies to face, various creatures. And T says, I finally have enough points for rerolls. Yes, I was just about to get to that. If something lands on something that you don't like, you're not really feeling it, you can have a reroll. I'd love to hear some snow effects. We have lots of really good snow effects, very good snow effects, very, very good. In fact, one of my very first SoundSet Roulette tests that I did, it came up with snow, which is great. I do love snow. But yes, so feel free to re-roll them. If we get any duplicates from what we had last week, or they've come up really recently, obviously I'm not going to do the same thing over and over and over, because that would get really, really boring. So if we have got stuff that we had last week, I will re-roll it anyway, so save your points for that. But let's get into some re-rolls. Let's get into some normal rolls. Let's roll the weather first. Let's spin, spin, spin. Hail. Okay, that is close enough to be snow, isn't it? Rhyming the Frost Maiden has a lot of snow. Yes, Millie, welcome in as well. How are you doing today? I always need the extra jumpers. What, just for playing Rhyming the Frost Maiden? Always makes you cold. Yeah, Paul Plays RPG says hail is just hard snow. It's basically the same thing. It's gonna be fine. We can chuck some snow in there for you, don't worry. Not entirely, but doesn't matter. Let's see what the others turn out to be. Okay, let's get some locations in here. How is everyone's Tuesday going, by the way? How's everyone doing? Hail on a spaceship? I mean, that could be... there's going to be a lot of like metal sounds. How do you get hail on a spaceship? Who knows? Who knows? We haven't done a spaceship for a little while, actually. I always like stuff when it's in space. But let's see. My choice. Oh, man. My choice of enemy. It's going to have to be some kind of Yeti or abomination or... But how do we get that onto a spaceship? I feel like... I'm not sure I like spaceship, but you know what? The wheels have spoken. Minor Illusion says, sounds good, but I live in the Midwest and you can get hail in very warm weather. You can indeed. Welcome in Minor Illusion as well, welcome. So does anyone want to re-roll any of those? Because otherwise that's going to be crazy. It really could be my choice. Anything could go on a spaceship, couldn't it? I don't think we're going to have a Yeti on a spaceship. Any thoughts? Hail on a spaceship, easy. You're landing through clouds, yes, and get hailed. Yeah, that's perfect. So what do we think the monster should be then? So if we're hailing on a spaceship, that's going to give me like, that's going to be really cool actually. I don't re-roll spaceship. That's going to sound great. What shall we be fighting on a spaceship? What do we think? Has anyone got like a favourite monster or a favourite enemy to face? What do we fancy? I don't really have any thoughts. I'm going to leave this to you guys. I'm going to let you choose what you'd like. Just shout anything out. Any enemy. Have a think. But let's head over to the master interface and at least get it started, shall we? But yeah, shout out anything you like. Anything for... Hey, I'm loving this. This colour scheme is very me. This colour scheme up here is very me. That is beautiful. Is anyone else really appreciating this colour scheme up here? Look at that. Pink, mint green and a purple. Those are like my perfect colours. Mint and magenta. Yeah, I love it. You want a dragon? Tell you what kind of dragon would you find on a spaceship? I guess one that's been transported to a different planet, perhaps. Literally matches my... Close enough. It is close enough. I need to go and get it redone. But yeah, they are like some of my favourite colours right there. I'm just going to be like looking at this colour scheme until you guys tell me what we should do. Yes. Back to the sound set. Getting distracted by colours. Back to the sound set. Guys, anything you want. You do want a dragon? You want a dragon? You do want a dragon? Are you saying you want a dragon? I'm hearing dragon. What about some sort of space minotaur? Yeah, okay. Ooh, we could have just like robots that have malfunctioned, or spaceship dodges hailstorm but then runs into a pack of whelps. What are whelps? Robots malfunctioning is very boring. All right, sorry. Wow, savage. Absolutely savage. Woof. Okay, well, someone needs to make a decision. Someone go for it. That is savage. T, oh my goodness. I bet you'd like vampires. Would you like space vampires? Space vampires in space. Anyway, we need to make a sound set. So this is the master interface. This is where we're going to be making our sound set. It looks really bare, really scary at the moment. I'm here to take away that fear. So you guys will be seeing this. This is the library. This is the current way of searching. You can search by samples or elements. Elements are like fully formed things with samples in them, and then you can add individual samples in there as well. So a sample might be like an individual sound. I'm trying to think of, so for example, the element would be hail, but within that there will be many samples, different hail samples in that. So I hope that I've explained that well. But for today we are not going to be using the current search because we have a shiny new search function over here. And if you guys want to get this shiny new search function, it's currently in beta, but you can go to your account up here and opt in to the beta to test experimental features. Okay, let's see. What have people said? Crashed spaceship that a frost giant calls home. That could be very cool. I played Horizon Zero Dawn recently. It could be mecha dragons. It does fit rainy weathers and stuff. Oh, thank you. It's so useful that search is Mwah, chef's kiss. And it's great because you can filter by genre. So if you just want fantasy sounds, if you just want official D&D sounds, if you want sci-fi sounds, fantasy sounds, board game sounds, you can filter by that. You can also filter by the type. So this one here is one-shots. No, those are samples, those are one-shots, sound effects, loops, music, moods, and sound sets. So you can search by type. You can also search whether it's official content, community-made content, and all of that good stuff. So you can. It's really, really filterable. Filterable, is that even a word? But you can filter it massively. Now, just bear in mind, it's still in beta. It's still being worked on. It's not perfect. If you can't find what you need, if you don't get the right search result, like we searched for sales last week, and it for some reason didn't come up in here, but using the current search function underneath library, we found the sales straight away. So if you can't find it in this one, it will definitely be there. But yeah, give this a go. Send us some feedback. It's still a work in progress, so there you go. Someone says mecha giants. We've got a frost giant. I am really, really liking the idea of a frost giant. I'm liking the idea of a crashed spaceship, because there's no saying that this has to be a fully functional spaceship in space right now. Minor illusion, I think I'm going to go with your suggestion of a crashed ship and a frost giant. So we could actually start with the ship crashing in the hailstorm. And then we could actually head down onto like a frost planet with a frost giant. I am really, really liking the sound of that. So shall we go with that? I'm just going to go with that. What we want to do then is create our sound set. We've now got maybe half an hour. I've got to try and do this in half an hour, guys. I'll give myself 40 minutes. Let's go a bit over, shall we? Let's be a rebel. I'll go a tiny bit over. We're going to just hit this plus sign at the top there. It's taking a little while today, so just bear with it. And you'll see that it brings up an untitled sound set here and some global one-shots. Now, we don't need to worry about the global one-shots at all. These will come up anyway. Just ignore them for now. What we need to focus on is creating some elements up here. But first off, we want to give our sound set a name. So we're going to go into properties. This is actually SoundSet Roulette 15, episode 15, if you can believe that. SoundSet Roulette 15. Frost Giants Home Planet. I never think of a good name straight away. Never. And then by the end, obviously I have to go and figure out what I'm going to call the episode. So Frost Giants Home Planet is good enough for now. We don't want to get too hung up on that. So now it has a name. We'll click on that. And now we need to start populating it with moods. So I say this every week, but if you're new here, moods are like scenes in a movie. So for example, this one, it's going to be mood 1 will be the spaceship crashing in the hailstorm. Mood 2 might be that we've landed on this ice planet, and mood 3 will probably be the battle with the frost giant. Lone Jedi, welcome in. Noon meeting got cut shorter, so I get to join before the end of the week. Or before the end this week. That's awesome. So we're literally just starting. So we've got hail, spaceship, and a choice of my choice. But we're going with Minor Illusion's choice of a frost giant. Sorry, your spaceship is crashing. Yes. So first thing we want to do, I think we want to start with... This is going to be a difficult one this week. Let's go for a spaceship. Yeah, happens a lot. Sorry. And I'm going to filter this by moods. Empty spaceship. Spaceship with wind. Let's try spaceship with wind. Let's see what that sounds like. That's very noisy, but I think that sounds good. I'm probably going to take the wind element out a little bit, but this sounds good. So I remember when we made this. This is perfect actually, isn't it? This is perfect. So what I want to do is go to sound sets, create a mood, save current state. This is perfect. to be honest. That's perfect for what we want. Spaceship crashing. That's kind of perfect, to be honest. Space ghouls, we don't want those. We can actually take those out completely. We can actually turn the wind down. But we're straight in. We're straight in with the spaceship crashing. This is perfect. The odds of successfully navigating a hailstorm are approximately 3,720 to 1. Oh my goodness. So we had a lot of wind. That sounds awful, doesn't it? But we had a lot of wind in this one because it was crashing. So easy. Crikey, Nora. Okay, so we're just going to turn these down slightly because it's slightly too much. But I do like that we've gone straight into this. So now I'm going to look for hail. And I'm going to search by sound effects. Ah, I see. It's a Star Wars quote. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I didn't get it. So I'm just going to save that as it is. And then I'm going to stop it because it's driving me insane already. I'm just going to stop it while we find the right hail. Now, I've looked for hail. I'm actually going to look for samples as well. Because it's coming up with things like whale and all hail and hail of arrows. Which isn't quite what I'm looking for. So I'm going to look for sound effects and samples of hail. And we'll see what we can find. But I think that's great to go in with. So I was very happy to find that straight away. All hail. No, we don't want that. Wendigo whale. No. All hail. No, we don't want that. Oh, maybe hail is going to be harder to find than I thought. We're getting a lot of whale and not hail. We've got tail now. Maybe we don't have any hail sounds. So that's going to be tricky. Tricky to find hail. So we've got hail of thorns, hail of arrows, wail of the banshee. Let's listen to moonlight hail and see what that sounds like. I don't think this is going to be right. We may have to... I mean, it's very pleasant. It's very pleasant, but definitely not the hail that we're looking for. So, with that in mind, we might not have any hail sounds. So, we may need to get creative and start to think about, is there things like stones or... Wow, I can't believe that we've got no hail sounds. Oh my goodness. So, with that in mind, let me go to here and see if this throws up anything. Let me see if this throws up anything. Hail music, all hail the living gods. Incoming hail. Oh no, it'll be like a hail, not a hailstorm. Oh, it's a spell sound. It's not quite what we're looking for either. So, we're coming up short for hail. So, we need to think on our feet here. And think of maybe like Stones on metal, perhaps. Stones on metal. I can't believe we've got no hail sounds. We really haven't, have we? What else could I search for? I'm gonna search for snow sounds and see, maybe just rain, would like very heavy rain, or ice, something icy. Snow golem creature, snow maiden, snow exertion. No. Right, okay, so Vicky put hail on the wheels, and we don't have any hail. So there must be rain on a metal roof. That might do it. Rain on metal. Rain on metal. 60 seconds on. I'm really... Game Tea, hi, welcome. Vicky's having a little bit of a struggle here because we have got a weather effect of hail and there is no hail to be found in our library. So I'm having a little bit of a problem. I'm trying to think on my feet, but how are you? Game Tea, your streams have been fantastic. You're doing ever so well, so well done with those. Rain on a roof. I'm really having to think outside the box with this one. Rain on a tin roof. Heavy rain on a tin roof. This is what we want, isn't it? Let's have a listen. It's not quite. That will have to do though, I think. I think that will have to do. Let's have a little listen to these. Tin roof inside, rain on a tin roof. I think the heavy rain on a tin roof is going to be exactly what we need. Loving the SoundSet so far. Thank you. You've not heard it. But yes, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an element. So we haven't really done this before, but I'm going to create an element from scratch. Element. And that'll go down at the bottom here. And we're going to just have heavy rain. Or I'm going to call it hail. Hail on a tin roof. Oh, hail on metal. And we're going to cheat a little bit. We're going to use the rain because we don't actually have any hail. But that means that I can drop the heavy rain on a tin roof into here. There you go. And it's 241 seconds long. So let us go back to this. Turn on the hail. Sounds pretty good. I think we can get away with that. It's a little bit wet, a little bit on the wet side. Maybe I can add some stones on there. Maybe we can change the reverb. So we've cheated a little bit. Okay. So we have cheated because there was no hail. So save it a lot. Save a lot. Okay. And because that's very, very loud for me, I'm just going to stop it. I want to find some stone sounds. I'm gonna do like a metal hit. Omega on TV. Hi Vicky, thanks for your help on the forum. Absolutely no problem at all. That's kind of my job. I'm here to help. We're building a sound set today. So I'm just trying to find some. We've got hail, but we don't have any hail that I'm aware of in the library. So we're trying to cheat it by using some heavy rain on a tin roof sound, and I'm just gonna try and find some like kind of stone sounds or something like that. But yeah, how are you today? How's everyone's Tuesday going? I hope that you're all well. Sturges, close strips. No, I don't think we're going to get quite what we want. So for now, just because we are limited on time, like I've given myself 30 to 40 minutes to make this, I think what we should do is move on to the crashed ship. So we're going to do spaceship crashing in a hailstorm. Then we're going to move on to an ice planet. We're going to crash onto an ice planet and we're going to fight a frost giant, which is a first for me. It's going to be very exciting. But yeah, welcome on in, everybody. I'm really glad that you're here. And if you are learning stuff as you go, then please let me know that you're learning things. And if you've got any questions or you want to get involved with any music or sound suggestions, then yeah, please interact with me, chat with me. That would be lovely. So let's create a second one. So I think that in itself is a great mood. We're going to leave that as it is. We're going to create a completely separate mood. Let's try and find ice planet. So I'm going to filter these again. I'm going to filter by mood and let's see. Oh, sorry. I just got a dry patch in my throat. I'm just going to take a drink. Haven't got any tea, game tea. I'm sorry. I'm going to try and look for like a frozen planet or an ice planet. Cold planet? Let's just look for planet, shall we? We can make it sound cold. We can find any planet we want. Maybe not a volcanic planet. I don't think that would work. A desert planet? I kind of need to find just a let's find some snow. Snow maiden fight, snowy exterior. Just try ice or snowstorm. Thank you, Millie. Snowstorm, that would be nice. Generic combat at storm. I filtered by mood, haven't I? This is giving me all kinds of weird results today. Let's go with Snowy Wilds. Or Alone in the Snow might be quite good. Snowy Wilds, I think could be good. Alone in the Snow. That's pretty good, isn't it? Should we go Alone in the Snow? So I'm actually going to add that. Alone in the Snow. I'm going to go into here and save current state and that'll copy all the elements across. And I'm actually going to just lower those down. And I think we actually want some of the, I think we actually do still want some of the sounds from the plane. Maybe just some like telemetry or like sparks. I think that could work really, really well. Just some extra bits, just because we have crashed on this planet. I think that could distant metal sounds could be really good. I think that will be enough. So again, we'll save current mood. So we've crashed on this icy planet. I actually think that's probably the easiest mood we're gonna get. And we now, what we're going for? Frost Giant? If I can find a Frost Giant battle, I'll be very happy. An Urtguard battle? What does that sound like? What does that sound like? Oh God! Well, this sounds pretty bang on, I would say. You need hits from aliens crying, game over, man. Oh, I need to watch Aliens again. I actually like that it's got that kind of, like the metallic noise in the background, like almost like the metallic synths in the back. I actually think that this keeps it very sci-fi. Do we like this? I think I might tweak it slightly. I think I'm gonna tweak it, but I think that that is a great, or shall we find the Frost Maiden battle? Frost Giant Skeleton battle? I actually really like how that sounded. I think I might end up using that and then tweaking it just ever so slightly. Let's see what Frost Giant Skeleton battle sounds like. Oh. Ooh, it's almost the same. It's almost the same. Again, it's from Rhyme with the Frost Maiden. So ooh. I'm tempted to go for the that's more skeleton-y. You can hear the bones. I think that I'm gonna go for the Urtgard battle. I kind of want to... Are we happy with that, guys? Happy with the Urtgard battle? Or do we want to look for a giant battle and then make it sound frosty? Giant battle. Hill giant battle inside. Hill giant battle outside. Let's see what this sounds like. It's too rainy. Too rainy. No. I think I preferred the Urtgard battle. So let's go back. So let's go back to Frost Giant. It's too rainy, isn't it? I'm going to go back to the Urtgard battle. I'm going to just whack that straight in. And then we're going to tweak it slightly because I don't think it's quite right. But this, again, is... I think we're getting quicker and quicker at these every single week. Frost Giant battle. We are definitely getting quicker at these every single week, which is fantastic. So I'm getting more confident with it as well. I hope that you guys are also gaining some good confidence with it. So I think we've got all of the elements we need in here to make it sound exactly how we want to. Now the only thing that I am going to do is go into SoundSet, and I think we're not in general fantasy anymore. I think that we're more sci-fi. So I'm just going to pop it in there, which means that if I wanted to listen to this on my offline sci-fi player, that's where it would go. So I'm going to make that sci-fi. There we go. Just because it's more sci-fi, isn't it? It's space. It's space. I'm going to change this to be called Frost Planet. Frost Planet. I think that sounds really, really good. I may go for some structural stress. Yeah, the structural stress sounds like the ship is still falling apart. I do quite like that. Maybe add some more that's the thing, like once you start tweaking it, it becomes really hard to stop. What I want to put in here is like a distress signal. I think a distress signal would sound really, really good if we can. Or like a radio. I know what I'm thinking of. I want to see if I can find like a distress signal. That's more like an actual sound effects for a distress signal or a sample. That's not what I'm after. You guys know what I mean. Shall we pop that in? I don't think I want that one. What about this one? I think that's not quite what I want. I want like almost like a muffled radio voice. I'm just gonna put in radio and see what comes up. Radio chatter could be what I'm looking for, maybe. What do you think to like a bit of radio chatter, but obviously like move it away from us because you can put it at a distance. So what if the radio was still inside the ship? This is not a quick sound set anymore. This is oh my goodness, what happened there? Did the whole ship fall apart? That wasn't just structural stress, that actually fell all the way over. Oh, that was distant metal sound, not so distant anymore. Okay. I actually think I want to do a bit of radio chatter. That's kind of what I had. It's kind of what I had in my head. Radio interference. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make another element. I'm probably going way too in depth now, making it far too sci-fi. I'm making it far too sci-fi and far more complicated than I need to. But I really want to do this. I really want to do this. So I'm going to pop in all of these radio chatters. Bop. Bop. So you just add them in here, and then you can set them to play randomly. So this is something that we've not covered before either, I don't think. It's just like making your own element and dropping in the samples that you want. So I just add in some random ones here. I'm probably not going to do them all. There we go. So then in that, we can go to here. We can make it set to mountains. And we can actually set the distance. So the distance could be 15 to 32 feet or something like that. Let's just go with that. And we could have it shuffle. Delay between samples is going to be fairly long, I would think. So we don't want them going off too much, because that would be very distracting in your game if every 10 seconds there was a new bit of speech coming through. But if we add that in now, I think that could be really cool. Where did this come from? Is that part of the frost giant battle? It must be, mustn't it? I'm gonna go with a bit of radio chatter. Maybe that's too far away now. I think that could possibly be too far away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it again. Those distant controls are so... I know, right? You can change the reverb. You can change the direction, which is great. You can have it moving towards you or away from you, or not moving at all, which is really, really cool. You could even set it as a sound effect, which means it'll play all the time. You can set it as music, which turns it into a music effect, or you can set it as a one shot, which means it'll become one of these and it will literally just play once. Evil Scotsman, welcome in. Sorry, I completely forgot about this and then got stuck with a child on a dictionary. That's absolutely fine. You've not actually missed that much, although we are almost done. But yeah, the directional controls are really, really good, and the distance controls are great as well. I love that you can change the reverb. I did something last week or a couple of weeks ago. Someone asked me if we had a specific sample, a specific element for a ghost baby, and we don't have a ghost baby, but we do have a crying baby. So I put the crying baby into a flooded cavern. I set the reverb to flooded cavern, and I set it to have a fair distance away, and it actually did sound like a very ghostly baby. So just by changing the reverb and the distance, you can actually change how that element sounds completely, and I love that. So there we go. But Game T, it's really, really great to have you here. I'm so glad that you've made it. But yeah, I love that we've got that radio chatter in there. That's made me really happy. So you can just about hear it. Just it picks up on the wind ever so slightly. Frost planet, ice and glaciers, walking on ice. I think we'll start to add some of that in as well. Footsteps in the snow. Wind is maybe a little too much because it is just a hailstorm and it is just a frost planet. I think at the moment it's sounding way too windy. So I think let's turn the wind down just ever so slightly. I think that sounds much more kind to my ears. But yeah, we're on a frost planet. Our spaceship has crashed. So we've got some computer noises going on, some sparks, some metal under stress. We have got the radio chatter going on. You know, they're trying to make contact. And there we go. That's made me really happy. The fact that that radio chatter just comes through every now and again. I don't know what it is. I just really like that. What I want is like, you know, like a beacon sound. I'm going way too in depth now, but we've got a bit of time. I want like a distress beacon. Yeah, like a distress. The radio is cool. Do you think we should have like a little distress beacon type, like a beep? I don't know. Like every now and again, just have a little beep coming through. You'd have to set off a little distress beacon to like track your location if you crash, right? So I think if we have this little beacon going as well. So we're doing all of this today. We are putting in a little, making our own little elements here out of samples. If you crash, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna have beacon beep. Beacon beep. We're making our own little elements. Because why not? I'm gonna pop that in there. Now that isn't a very long sample at all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have the distance between samples, delay between samples. Maybe I could set it to exactly 0. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? I like that. And again, if we set that to be in the mountains, and that could actually be moving away from us. Distance is 8 to 10 meters. Moving. No, let's just have it as not moving. I really like just these little details. I'm a very detailed person. I shouldn't be when this is supposed to be a quick sound set. But I really like the radio chatter and the beeps. Yes, I really like that. Now let's get into battle with the frost giant. Should we have a few frost giant growls in the background? It's almost like a little bit of like, you know, it's out there somewhere. Like a distant growl. And I'm going to take it off samples. I'm just going to have a sound effect. Distant growls. I just want to give a hint that there might be something else on this planet, like they're not alone. Let's tell you what, I'll do a giant growl. Giant grunts and growls. And we can actually make them... I'm going to add them in, and I'm going to set them at a distance and change the reverb to be mountains. So just ignore them for now. They're way too often. We don't want them all the time. We want the distance to be fairly far. And we don't want them all the time. So we want first sample delay to be... Let's put the first sample fairly far in. And then the delay between them again to be fairly long. My mind is racing with all the Starfinder adventure possibilities of a clan of frost giants with the power to pull a ship down from orbit. Oh my god, that sounds freaking cool. So let's save that. So we're going to have them very far away. I just want to have a hint. Like a hint that there's something else on this planet. Giant grunts and growls copy. Man, we already had them. Gosh darn it. Why did no one tell me? We can delete that straight away then. Just delete it. Just delete it. And we'll do the same to this one. We will put it in the mountains. It's already in the mountains. First sample delay. Delay between samples. Fantastic. It's already done for us. Come on, Vicki. So just wanted to have a hint that there was something else out there, so they knew they're not alone on this planet. To instill a little bit of fear into them. And again, if there was a particular giant roar or a giant... I'm probably going to take the giant exertion out. You just remove it with this. If they would kindly remove themselves, that would be lovely. Just going to take the giant exertion out, because I think those are the ones that sound a little out of place. So again, if you wanted to, you could go through and actually find the ones that you don't like and take them out. But let's get into battle, shall we? Let's just save this again, save current state. I just wanted to give a sense that when they do finally hear those sounds, you know, I wanted to give them the sense that, oh my god, there's something else here with us. Because I love scaring people. Let's get into battle with the frost giants. I don't think that's really necessary, but sure. To have the giant grunts and growls here. And I think again we need to turn on a bit of wind, because it's gone from being completely windy to not windy at all. So we definitely need to get some more wind in here. Howling wind. And again, let's probably put some power sparks and put all of these back on. Everything we had on before. I don't think I quite like the combat music. And even these frost giants sound really almost very sci-fi, almost very robotic, which is kind of cool as well. But I don't think I'm really feeling the battle music, so I'm definitely going to change that. And again, I'm going to turn these back on because why not? But I'm not digging the music. So the music that we've got at the moment is Icewind Dale Combat lower key. I'm not really feeling that. So we need some music, guys. I always ditch the music. Oh, I feel really bad for the people that make the music. I'm very, very sorry to our creators. But I just want some real good epic battle music. So I am going to look for Icewind Dale music. But we're going to look for possibly the same one. For dramatic music. There we go. Let's go for dramatic. That's too drama, it's not combat enough. Can never have enough battle music, exactly. That's, let's try this one. That's more like it. That's more like it. Save that. So now actually I'm going to delete this music that we had before. That's more like it, isn't it? I think I want some drums. I'm just going to stop because I want to find the right drums. I think the etching drum could be good. Is this what that was? That could work. That seems to work quite well with this. No. So I see what's happened here. So this Icewind Dale combat music I think has got multiple elements in it. So if that's the case, again, if you want the same combat music to play every single time, you can go through and figure out which combat music you want. Combat music full out. That sounds like my kind of thing. Yeah, it's just epic. So you can actually go through and choose if you want the same battle music to play every single time. That's more like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take out the ones that I don't particularly want to play. And probably that and that. Which means that whenever we press this, it will either play this one or that one, which is great. So let's try that all together, shall we? Frost Giant Battle. I don't want it to have any delay. So it's got a first sample delay of 2 to 3 seconds. We don't want a delay at all. Again, just save the mood. Anytime you make a change, just save it. I think that's sounding pretty damn cool. That is sounding pretty damn cool. We could even add in some emergency. Could even add in some emergency tones. Nah, we don't want emergency tones. It was just a thought. Clinking metal things. I'm going to add in some explosions because we've got them, so why not? We've got them, so why not? Okay, I'm going to save that as it is. That sounds good to me. Vicki goes crazy sometimes. Okay. So I pretty much think we're done. We're not going to search for anything else now. So let's take it from the top with the spaceship crashing in space. Take it from the top. We probably want to have a big explosion when we crash, right? So that's the only thing that I'm going to add to this now. Sounds great. Have a great day, everyone. I have a meeting in a while, so I have to go and set up for game night tonight. No worries, Minor Illusion. Have a great one. And as always, thanks for being here. I am just going to search for one more thing, and it's going to be that crash one-shot, because I want us to have a crash at the beginning so we know that we've actually made impact. So I'm going to set it as a one-shot. You have a game night tonight too? Gosh, you lucky people. I've got my board game night tomorrow, so I'm very happy for that. Let's go for big crash. That's not quite what we want. You thought what was me? And your game night tonight as well. Oh my gosh. Everyone has a game night tonight. Oh my gosh. I'm very jealous. I think the I think that big crash might have to be it. So we'll go with that. Let's go with that. I'm going to add that in. And that's going to come in at the very beginning. So let's save the mood. Whoops. And then the crash can come in at the very beginning. So we want the mood element. It starts with mood. Okay, let's try that again. Wow. You guys have got a lot of game nights on. I'm pretty jealous. Okay, so let's see if that sounds more like we're crashing at the beginning then. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Evil Scotsman says, you really don't want to know my schedule. Is it just games? Because that, my friend, is living the dream. You've got a mothership stream tonight? Oh my gosh. I'm very much looking forward to getting back to my game night tomorrow. But anyway, let's find out what this Frost Giant battle sounds like. My goodness, Evil Scotsman says Monday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon and evening, Wednesday through Friday evenings, and a tabletop game once a month on Saturdays, and we also start Hunter Killer once a month. Oh my god, that's quite a lot, isn't it? What I'm actually going to do is, because that one comes in with the crash every time, I'm just going to do this and then we're done. So I'm just going to duplicate that one. I'm going to have that not come in at all. I'm gonna have that save as Frost Planet, no crash. Oh gosh. Copy rash. No. No crash, thank you. No crash. So hopefully once we've done the battle, that will go through now and it won't have the crash in it, so we can just go back to the frost planet after we've done with that battle and not have to have the big crash. So I think that sounds really good, actually. I'm really pleased with that, and that came together quite quickly again, didn't it? Evil Scotsman says no life. No, that is the life. Gaming is the life. That's fantastic. I'm very much looking forward to getting back to my regular board game nights on a Wednesday now. We've been doing them online for the last 2 years, so it'd be really nice to go back to being in person at the pub. I think I'm just about ready for it. Just about. But yeah, that's it. We've made a sound set. I think that's pretty good. And thank you for Minor Illusion for the addition of the Frost Giant. And people thinking that it should be crashing onto a frost planet. I actually think that's worked out really well. So I'm very happy with that. And the fact that we've just gone straight in with the spaceship hurtling through space during a hailstorm, because apparently we don't have any hail. I'm going to be having words with Ben about that. I think we've got no hail, so we've had to use some very heavy rain on a tin roof. It wasn't quite the effect that I was after, but I might try and tweak it later and see if I can find something. If I do, I'll let you guys know out on socials. But yes, other than that, that's it. Now a couple of things I'd love to tell you about is we're going to be doing this obviously every Tuesday, so please come back and see this every Tuesday. Something else I'd really like to promote, and if you haven't checked it out already, you really should, is Champions of the Realm. We're actually sponsoring that show by Realmsmith. They're just into the semi-finals now, and I think the final is next week, I believe. So please go and check that out. It's really good fun. It's player versus player D&D. It's fantastic fun. And if you haven't caught that already, then please do. So head on over to the Realmsmith channel on Twitch or YouTube and watch that. That goes out on Wednesdays at what time? It's 5 p.m. Eastern. No, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, because Vicki knows time zones. But please go and check that out on the Realmsmith channel. Champions of the Realm is really good fun to watch, and we are sponsoring that show. I'm proud to be a sponsor of that show, so please go and check that out. That's my little shout out for the show. And if you want more of this amazing content by me, we do this every Tuesday. So come by every Tuesday at the same time for some more SoundSet Roulette. Now go and have a great evening. Evil Scotsman says, funny how us Brits know time zones better than Americans. No, I really don't. I only know... No. I'm only like vaguely aware of American time zones because of work. But yeah, please do go and check that out. I'm terrible with time zones, honestly. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the show, then, you know, thank you so much for coming to watch it. I really do appreciate it. If you've enjoyed this, if you've learned stuff, then spread the word. Go and tell your mates. Go and tell your enemies about this show. I really enjoy doing it. I'd love to carry on doing it. So you guys need to go and spread the word. Come and get me some more viewers. Omega says, good show. I learned lots from you. Thank you. That's kind of my job. I love teaching people how to use Syrinscape. So yeah, come back every week. Come and learn some new stuff. Come and ask some questions. Get involved. Like I said, bring your mates, bring your enemies. Come and watch my show, because everyone should be watching it. It's wicked. I enjoy doing it and I'd love to keep doing it. So there you go. I'm repeating myself now. So I'm going to head off. Enjoy the rest of your evening. If you've got games planned, then go and have some epic gaming. I hope you're using Syrinscape in your games, by the way. And if you're not, you really should go and grab yourself a free trial. I'll pop the link in chat for anyone who is not already using it. Go and get yourself a 30-day free trial. Go and try Syrinscape. If you've got any questions, you guys know where to find me, or you can pop along on a Tuesday and ask your questions live and I'll try to answer them. Otherwise, yeah, I'll see you next week, guys. Thank you so much for popping in, and have a great evening. I'll see you soon. Hi, and thank you for watching this episode of SoundSet Roulette. Now what are you going to do with your time? Are you going to watch some more SoundSet Roulette or some of the other cool content on this channel? Whatever you decide to do, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope to see you very soon for some more SoundSet Roulette. Bye!
you.